Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. RHOC fans slam Heather Dubrow as season 18 winds down. She can't stand any type of criticism. Heather Dubrow has many fans. There's no question about that. Ever since her first appearance as a full-time cast member on The Real Housewives of Orange County way back in 2012, viewers have connected with her dry sense of humor. However, it's been evident her wealth has been higher than her co-stars, leading to speculation that she would be better off on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That show's original star is Kyle Richards, and the series is glitzier than its Orange County counterpart. Due to Heather's wealth, fans have long questioned whether she puts up with the RHOC ladies to remain on TV. On the Real Housewives subreddit, viewers weighed in about their feelings on Heather as season 18 gears up for its big finish. Are Heather Dubrow's days numbered on RHOC? One fan believes her personality this season is becoming more obvious. The fan then brought up comments Heather has made to her co-stars and, of course, her bust-up with husband Terry Dubrow. In a shocking scene earlier this season, Heather went off on Terry for admonishing her on camera. It's interesting to see Heather's facade slowly lift though. I do kind of think we're seeing her true colors and not the tightly controlled vision we've had in the past, for better or worse, the viewer concluded. In the past, Heather was one of many housewives who curated what audiences saw of her life in ways that kept them guessing, which added to her continued allure as a cast member. Another viewer mentioned the hot mic moment with Terry and declared, "She can't stand any type of criticism." It makes sense, considering that there have been so many moments on the show when she buckles after being called out. Take a look at Paparazzi Gate, for example. The photos look staged, but she turned it around to make Katie Janela the villain in that scenario. A fan responded, saying that Terry was so right during the scene he called her out. Heather's behavior is a big issue for fans. The critic then brought up how many times she's made Jenna apologize over and over and over again. The fan believes Jenna didn't want to set up Heather in the paparazzi storyline, but Heather cannot seem to get over it. Heather has a lot of sway in the friend group, likely due to her connections, but there's been much debate about how she's treated her friends this season. The reunion could be interesting because there's a high probability that Heather will be put on the hot seat for her actions this season. The big question is whether she can bounce back and remain on the show. Then again, we have to imagine that producers will be open to shipping her off to RHOBH. Heather has connections to the RHOBH cast, so she could very well be the next cast member to switch shows. It would also put her on a more level playing field because the RHOBH ladies clock in every single season. As season 18 of The Real Housewives of Orange County winds down, tensions among fans of the show have reached a boiling point, and at the center of the controversy is none other than Heather Dubrow. Once lauded for her chic demeanor and sophisticated charm, Heather's recent behavior has fans calling her out, particularly for what they see as an inability to handle any form of criticism. For many viewers, the cracks in Heather's carefully constructed facade have finally begun to show, and the feedback is not kind. It started as subtle grumblings. For seasons, Heather's position in the cast has been somewhat of a balancing act, maintaining a certain air of superiority while being just grounded enough to remain relatable. But this season, something shifted. Whether it was the heightened drama among the housewives or simply the accumulation of small irritations, fans noticed that Heather's responses to conflict and critique seemed to take on a sharper edge. In episode 15, the drama surrounding Heather reached a fever pitch. Her fellow cast members, particularly Tamra and Shannon, made attempts to call her out on what they perceived to be a series of condescending remarks and dismissive behavior. What ensued was a battle of egos, and fans watching from home had a front-row seat. But it wasn't just the on-screen drama that had viewers buzzing. The reactions online mirrored the chaos playing out in the OC, with many fans hopping onto social media to express their growing frustration with Heather. One fan tweeted, "Heather Dubrow seriously can't stand any criticism. It's like she's completely above it all in her mind." Another chimed in saying she's always shutting down conversations or dismissing the other women's feelings. It's frustrating to watch. These sentiments were echoed across platforms, where hundreds of RHOC viewers weighed in on what they saw as Heather's imperious attitude. The consensus? Heather Dubrow has no tolerance for criticism, whether it's from her fellow housewives or from the fans themselves. But what is it about Heather that is suddenly rubbing so many people the wrong way? After all, this isn't her first rodeo. She's been a part of the Real Housewives universe for years, and while she's always had a bit of a reputation for being demanding, it's only recently that this has become such a focal point. Some viewers speculate that Heather's wealth and success may be contributing to her aloofness. With her luxurious lifestyle and impressive career, it's possible that she's simply lost touch with the dynamics that keep reality TV grounded. Heather acts like she's above the drama. One Reddit user remarked, "But she's on the Real Housewives *, you can't be above it. It's the whole point of the show." Indeed, one of the key ingredients that keeps fans coming back to RHOC season after season is the drama. The bickering, the alliances, the betrayals. But when a housewife seems unwilling or unable to engage with those dynamics, it can quickly lead to frustration among the fan base. And that's exactly what seems to be happening with Heather Dubrow. She's developed a habit of deflecting criticism, often positioning herself as the victim rather than engaging with the points her fellow housewives are trying to make. Whether it's a minor disagreement about social etiquette or a larger argument about trust and loyalty, Heather has shown an increasing unwillingness to admit fault or even entertain the idea that she might be in the wrong. This attitude hasn't gone unnoticed by her co-stars either. Throughout season 18, there have been several moments when other housewives have tried to confront Heather, only to be met with deflection, eye rolls, or outright dismissal. In one memorable scene, Jenna attempted to discuss an issue she had with Heather, only to be interrupted and talked over. Fans were quick to jump on this moment, with one tweeting, "Heather literally can't stand to hear anyone else's point of view. She just shuts them down." As the season progressed, the narrative surrounding Heather became more and more focused on her inability to accept criticism. And as the episodes aired, fans' criticisms of Heather reached new heights. She was accused of being out of touch, condescending, and emotionally unavailable. Many pointed out that Heather seems to believe that any critique directed toward her is a personal attack, which in turn has made her increasingly defensive and closed off. But perhaps the most telling moment came in a recent episode, when Heather was confronted by the entire group. In typical housewives fashion, the confrontation was loud, emotional, and messy. Heather, however, remained notably calm, refusing to engage on a deeper level. Rather than addressing the concerns head-on, she took a step back, metaphorically distancing herself from the situation. To many fans, this was the final straw. The backlash against Heather isn't just limited to her behavior on the show.